Have you ever felt like you don't fit in, even when you're surrounded by people? Do you sometimes feel drained after being in a crowded place, like you need to run home and hide under your blankets? If you're nodding your head right now, you might be what some call a chosen one. Don't worry, we're not talking about superheroes or fairy tales here. We're talking about real people who have a special kind of sensitivity that sets them apart from others. And today, we're going to dive deep into why these chosen ones often struggle to be around lots of people. It's not just about being shy or not liking parties. There's so much more to it, and understanding this can change how you see yourself and the world around you. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a chosen one? Let's break it down. In the spiritual world, chosen ones are thought to be people who have a special purpose or mission in life. They're not better than anyone else, but they are different in some important ways. Think of them as the antennas of the human world. They pick up on things that most people miss. Chosen ones often feel things very deeply. They might cry easily at movies or get really upset about things happening in the world. They're usually the first to notice when someone is feeling down, even if that person is trying to hide it. It's like they have a built-in radar for emotions and energy. These special people are often drawn to helping others. They might be the friend everyone goes to for advice, or they might feel a strong pull towards jobs that involve healing or teaching. Some chosen ones are creative and use art, music, or writing to share their unique view of the world. But here's the thing, being a chosen one isn't always easy. It's like having a superpower that you can't always control. And one of the biggest challenges these sensitive souls face is dealing with crowds and busy places. It's not that they don't like people. In fact, many chosen ones love connecting with others. It's just that being around lots of people can be really overwhelming for them. Now, let's talk about why this crowd issue is such a big deal for chosen ones. Imagine you're at a busy mall during the holiday season. For most people, it might be a bit annoying. The long lines, the noise, the struggle to find a parking spot. But for a chosen one, it can feel like pure chaos. It's not just about the physical discomfort of being in a crowded space. It goes much deeper than that. For chosen ones, being in a crowd can feel like being hit by a tidal wave of energy. All the emotions, thoughts, and vibes from the people around them come crashing in at once. It's like trying to listen to 100 radio stations at the same time. Overwhelming and exhausting. This isn't just a minor inconvenience. It can seriously impact their daily lives. Think about all the situations in life that involve being around lots of people: school, work, public transportation, concerts, even family gatherings. For chosen ones, these everyday scenarios can become major sources of stress and anxiety. They might start avoiding these situations, which can lead to problems in their personal and professional lives. They might be seen as antisocial or unfriendly, when really they're just trying to protect themselves from sensory overload. Understanding why chosen ones struggle with crowds is crucial, not just for them, but for everyone around them. It can help explain behaviors that might seem odd or standoffish to others. It can also help chosen ones themselves make sense of feelings they might have been struggling with their whole lives. As we dive deeper into this topic, we're going to uncover the specific reasons why crowds are so challenging for chosen ones. We'll explore the unique way their brains and bodies process information and energy. We'll look at the physical and emotional effects of being in crowded spaces. And most importantly, we'll talk about ways to manage these challenges and find balance. Whether you think you might be a chosen one yourself, or you know someone who fits this description, this information can be eye-opening. It's not about labeling people or making excuses. It's about understanding a very real phenomenon that affects many sensitive and intuitive individuals in our world. So, buckle up and get ready to explore the fascinating world of chosen ones and their complex relationship with crowds. You might just discover something new about yourself or someone you care about. And who knows? This knowledge could be the key to unlocking a whole new level of self-awareness and understanding. Let's dive into one of the main reasons why chosen ones find it so hard to be in crowded places: their incredible sensitivity to energy. Imagine you're a sponge, but instead of soaking up water, you're soaking up the emotions, thoughts, and feelings of everyone around you. That's what it's like for a chosen one in a crowd. This energy sensitivity isn't just about picking up on obvious emotions like when someone is clearly angry or sad. It's much more subtle and complex than that. Chosen ones can often sense the hidden stuff. The worry someone's trying to hide, the excitement bubbling under the surface, or even the tension in a room that no one's talking about. Now, think about what happens when you put that human sponge in a crowded place like a busy street or a packed concert venue. Suddenly, they're not just dealing with their own thoughts and feelings, but they're also absorbing bits and pieces from dozens, maybe even hundreds of people around them. It's like trying to listen to a whisper while 100 people are shouting all at once. This energy overload can show up in different ways. Some chosen ones might start feeling anxious or jittery, like they've had way too much coffee. Others might feel suddenly tired or drained, like all their energy has been sucked out. Some might even start feeling physical symptoms like headaches or stomach aches that seem to come out of nowhere. Here's an example to help you understand. Let's say a chosen one goes to a shopping mall. As they walk in, they might suddenly feel a wave of stress wash over them. They might think it's their own stress about shopping, but really, they're picking up on the stress of the harried parents trying to control their kids, the worried employees wondering if they'll make their sales targets, and the teenagers feeling insecure about their appearance. As they move through the mall, they might feel flashes of other emotions: excitement from someone who just found the perfect outfit, frustration from someone who can't find what they're looking for, sadness from someone who's shopping alone while missing a loved one. All these feelings mix together, creating an emotional soup that the chosen one is swimming in, often without even realizing it. This sensitivity can be both a blessing and a curse. On one hand, it allows chosen ones to be incredibly empathetic and understanding. They often know just what to say to make someone feel better because they can really feel what that person is going through. On the other hand, it can make everyday situations exhausting and overwhelming. It's important to note that this energy sensitivity isn't something chosen ones can just turn off. It's not about being dramatic or seeking attention. It's a very real part of how their brains and bodies work. Some researchers think it might be linked to having a more sensitive nervous system, while others believe it could be connected to the way chosen ones process sensory information. Understanding this energy sensitivity is key to understanding why crowds are so challenging for chosen ones. It's not just about the physical discomfort of being in a packed space. It's about the invisible onslaught of energy and emotion that comes with it. This understanding can help chosen ones develop strategies to protect themselves in crowded situations, and it can help others be more patient and supportive when their chosen one friends or family members need to step away from busy environments. Now that we understand how chosen ones are like energy sponges, let's talk about another big reason why they struggle in crowds: information overload. This goes hand in hand with energy sensitivity, but it's a bit different. While energy sensitivity is about picking up on emotions and vibes, information overload is about processing all the sensory information that comes with being in a crowded place. Chosen ones often have what's called heightened sensory processing. In simple terms, this means their brains take in and process more information from their environment than the average person. It's like their senses are turned up to 11 all the time. This can be amazing in some ways. They might notice beautiful details in nature that others miss, or pick up on subtle flavors in food that make eating a rich experience. But in a crowded place, this heightened awareness can quickly become overwhelming. Let's break down what this might look like in a real-life situation. Imagine a chosen one at a busy restaurant. Here's what they might be dealing with: visual information. They're not just seeing the people at their table, but they're noticing the couple arguing silently in the corner, the waiter who looks tired and stressed, the child at the next table who's about to spill their drink. Their eyes are constantly darting around, taking in every movement and expression. Auditory information. They're hearing the conversation at their table, but also picking up snippets of talks from nearby tables, the clinking of dishes in the kitchen, the music playing overhead, the traffic noise from outside. Each sound demands attention, making it hard to focus on any one thing. Smell and taste. The aroma of different dishes, the perfume of the person walking by, the smell of cleaning products. All these scents mix together, sometimes enhancing the dining experience, but often becoming distracting or even overwhelming. Touch sensations. The texture of the chair they're sitting on, the brush of fabric from people walking past, the temperature changes as the door opens and closes. Their skin seems to register every little sensation. Now, imagine all of this information flooding in at once, demanding to be processed. For a chosen one, it's not as simple as tuning it out. Their brain is wired to notice and analyze all these inputs, often without them even realizing it's happening. It's like trying to watch 10 TV shows at once while also trying to have a conversation with someone. This constant influx of information can lead to what's often called sensory overload. When this happens, a chosen one might start feeling anxious, irritable, or just really tired. They might have trouble concentrating on conversations or making decisions. In severe cases, they might even experience physical symptoms like headaches, dizziness, or a need to close their eyes and cover their ears. It's important to understand that this isn't about being picky or difficult. Chosen ones aren't choosing to be bothered by all this input. Their brains are literally wired to process more information, and in crowded situations, this processing goes into overdrive. This is why chosen ones often need more downtime after being in busy places. Their brains need time to sort through all the information they've taken in, like a computer running a complex program in the background. This is also why they might prefer quieter, less stimulating environments where they can control the amount of sensory input they're dealing with. Understanding this aspect of being a chosen one can be really helpful, both for the chosen ones themselves and for the people around them. It explains why they might seem distracted in busy places, or why they might need to leave a crowded event earlier than others. It's not about being antisocial or not enjoying themselves. It's about managing the intense flow of information their brains are constantly processing. For chosen ones, learning to manage this information overload is crucial. This might involve techniques like mindfulness or meditation to help focus their attention, or it might mean using tools like noise-canceling headphones in busy places. It often involves learning to recognize the signs of sensory overload early and taking steps to remove themselves from overwhelming situations before they become too much to handle. After talking about energy sensitivity and information overload, we need to address another crucial aspect of why chosen ones struggle with crowds: their deep need for solitude. This isn't just about being introverted or enjoying quiet time. For chosen ones, spending time alone is as essential as food or water. It's how they recharge, process their experiences, and maintain their emotional and mental health. Think of a chosen one's energy like a battery. Being around people, especially in crowded places, drains this battery quickly. It's not just the social interaction that's tiring. It's the constant processing of energy and information we talked about earlier. Solitude is how they recharge this battery. It's in these quiet moments alone that they can finally let their guard down and just be. But what exactly happens during this alone time? For chosen ones, it's not about doing nothing. Their alone time is often rich with internal experiences, emotional processing. Remember all those emotions they picked up from others? Alone time is when they can sort through these feelings, figuring out which ones are theirs and which ones they absorbed from others. It's like emotional housekeeping, clearing out the clutter so they can start fresh. Creative flow. Many chosen ones are highly creative, and solitude is often when their creativity flows best. Without the distractions of others' energies and needs, they can tap into their inner world of ideas and imagination. Spiritual connection. For many chosen ones, alone time is when they feel most connected to their spiritual side. Whether through meditation, prayer, or simply quiet reflection, this is when they can tune into their inner guidance and feel a sense of purpose. Physical recovery. The physical symptoms that can come from being in crowds, like headaches or fatigue, often need quiet time to heal. Solitude allows their bodies to relax and recover. Mental clarity. After the chaos of crowded spaces, alone time helps chosen ones clear their minds. It's when they can think deeply about their experiences and gain insights about themselves and the world around them. Now, here's where it gets tricky. In today's world, true solitude can be hard to come by. We're constantly connected through our phones and social media. For many people, the idea of spending hours alone might seem boring or even a little scary. But for chosen ones, It's absolutely necessary. This need for alone time can sometimes cause misunderstandings. Friends or family might feel hurt if a chosen one turns down invitations or leaves events early. Coworkers might see them as antisocial if they eat lunch alone or don't join an office chatter. Romantic partners might feel neglected if their chosen one needs more space than they do. It's important for chosen ones to understand that their need for solitude is valid and to communicate this need to others. They might say something like, "I love spending time with you, but I also need some alone time to recharge. It helps me be more present when we're together." By explaining it this way, they help others understand that it's not about rejection, but about self-care. For chosen ones, learning to balance their need for solitude with their relationships and responsibilities is a crucial life skill. This might mean scheduling regular alone time, even if it's just a few minutes each day. It could involve creating a quiet space in their home where they can retreat when needed. Some chosen ones find that nature provides the perfect setting for solitude, away from the energy of crowds and technology. It's also important for chosen ones to learn to create moments of solitude even in busy situations. This might mean taking a quick bathroom break during a party to center themselves, or finding a quiet corner in a busy office for a few minutes of meditation. These small pockets of alone time can help prevent the overwhelm that comes from constant stimulation. Understanding this need for solitude is key to understanding why chosen ones struggle with crowds. It's not just about the immediate discomfort of being in a busy place. It's about the cumulative effect of not getting enough alone time to process and recharge. When chosen ones don't get enough solitude, they can become irritable, anxious, or depressed. They might feel disconnected from themselves and their purpose. On the flip side, when chosen ones do get enough alone time, they often return to social situations feeling refreshed and more able to engage. Their unique gifts, like empathy, creativity, and intuition, are at their strongest when they've had time to recharge in solitude. For those who love and work with chosen ones, understanding and respecting this need for solitude is one of the greatest gifts you can give. It's about recognizing that their need to be alone isn't a rejection of others, but a vital part of how they function in the world. By supporting their need for solitude, you're helping them be the best version of themselves, both when they're alone and when they're with others. One of the biggest challenges chosen ones face when it comes to their difficulty with crowds isn't just the experience itself, but how others perceive and react to their needs. This misunderstanding can lead to a whole host of social and emotional issues for chosen ones, making their journey even more complicated. Let's paint a picture of what this might look like in everyday life. Imagine a chosen one named Sarah. She's been invited to a big party by her coworkers. She knows it's important for team bonding, but the thought of a crowded room with loud music and lots of people chatting fills her with dread. She decides to go, but plans to stay for just an hour. When she leaves early, her coworkers seem disappointed. One even makes a comment about her being antisocial or not a team player. This scenario plays out in various ways for many chosen ones. Their need for space and quiet is often misinterpreted as rudeness, aloofness, or a lack of interest in others. Friends might take it personally when a chosen one turns down invitations or leaves events early. Family members might feel hurt if the chosen one needs to retreat to their room during busy gatherings. In the workplace, this misunderstanding can be particularly challenging. Open office plans, team building activities, and networking events can be a nightmare for chosen ones. Their need for quiet and space might be seen as a lack of collaboration or ambition. They might be passed over for promotions or exciting projects because they're not seen as outgoing enough, even if their work is excellent. In romantic relationships, partners might feel rejected or unloved if their chosen one needs more alone time than they do. They might not understand why their loved one gets so drained from activities that they find energizing. The root of this misunderstanding often lies in our society's extrovert-centric values. We tend to praise people who are outgoing, social, and comfortable in large groups. Qualities like being the life of the party or having a large social network are often seen as indicators of success and happiness. This can leave chosen ones feeling like there's something wrong with them for not fitting into this mold. Adding to this challenge is the fact that many chosen ones are actually quite friendly and caring when in smaller, more manageable social settings. This can confuse people who see them thriving in one-on-one conversations but struggling in larger groups. They might think the chosen one is being selective or moody, rather than understanding the very real differences between these social contexts for sensitive individuals. Another layer of misunderstanding comes from the invisible nature of the chosen one's experience. Because others can't see or feel the energy overload and sensory processing that's happening, they might think the chosen one is exaggerating or making excuses. Comments like, "It's all in your head," or "Just try to relax and have fun," are common, but they show a lack of understanding about the very real, often physical effects crowds can have on chosen ones. For the chosen ones themselves, these misunderstandings can lead to feelings of guilt, shame, and self-doubt. They might start to believe that there really is something wrong with them. They might push themselves to endure uncomfortable situations, leading to burnout and emotional distress. Some might even start to withdraw from social connections altogether, fearing judgment or disappointment from others. The key to addressing this misunderstanding is communication and education. Chosen ones need to learn to articulate their needs clearly and unapologetically. This doesn't mean making excuses, but rather explaining their experience in a way others can understand. For example, they might say something like, "Large groups drain my energy quickly. It's not that I don't enjoy your company, but I need to leave early so I can recharge." It's also helpful for chosen ones to educate their friends, family, and colleagues about their sensitivity. They might share articles or books about high sensitivity or empaths. They could explain how their sensitivity is both a challenge and a gift, helping others see the positive aspects of their unique way of experiencing the world. For those who have chosen ones in their lives, the most important thing is to approach the situation with empathy and an open mind. Try to understand that their need for space and quiet is not a reflection on you or their feelings about you. Recognize that their sensitivity, while sometimes challenging, is also what makes them the caring, insightful, and often creative individuals you care about. By bridging this gap of understanding, we can create a world where chosen ones feel more accepted and supported. This not only benefits the chosen ones themselves, but also allows their unique gifts and perspectives to flourish, enriching the lives of those around them. For chosen ones, navigating life often feels like walking a tightrope. On one side, there's their need for solitude and quiet. On the other, there's the desire for connection and the practical realities of living in a social world. Finding balance between these two sides is crucial for their well-being and success. This balancing act plays out in every area of life. At work, chosen ones need to find ways to be productive and collaborative while also protecting their energy. In their personal lives, they need to nurture relationships without becoming overwhelmed. Even in their own homes, they often need to balance their need for peace with the needs of family members who might not understand their sensitivity. Creating boundaries. This is perhaps the most important skill for chosen ones to develop. It involves learning to say no to invitations or commitments that would be too draining without feeling guilty. It also means setting limits on how long they'll stay at social events or how often they'll engage in high-energy activities. For example, a chosen one might decide that they'll attend one big social event per month, but give themselves permission to leave after 2 hours. Or they might agree to join coworkers for lunch once a week, but eat alone the other days to recharge. Designing their environment. Wherever possible, chosen ones benefit from creating spaces that support their sensitivity. At home, this might mean having a dedicated quiet room or corner where they can retreat when needed. At work, it could involve asking to move to a quieter area of the office or using noise-canceling headphones. Some chosen ones find that they work best from home part of the time, where they can control their environment more easily. If this is an option, it can be a great way to balance productivity with their need for calm. Time management. Chosen ones often benefit from carefully structuring their time to include both social engagement and solitude. This might mean scheduling regular alone time, just as they would schedule a meeting or appointment. It could also involve planning high-energy activities, like attending a conference, followed by a day of quiet recovery time. Choosing social settings wisely. Not all social situations are equally draining for chosen ones. Many find that they do well in small group settings, or one-on-one interactions. By focusing on these types of social engagements, they can maintain connections without becoming overwhelmed. For instance, instead of going to a large party, a chosen one might invite a few close friends over for a quiet dinner. Or rather than attending a busy networking event, they might set up individual coffee meetings with people they want to connect with. Developing coping strategies. For times when they can't avoid crowded or high-energy situations, chosen ones need tools to help them cope. This might include deep breathing exercises, visualization techniques, or even physical objects like stress balls or fidget toys that can help ground them in overwhelming moments. Some chosen ones find that wearing sunglasses in bright, busy places helps reduce sensory input. Others use essential oils or other calming scents to center themselves in stressful situations. Educating others. An important part of finding balance is helping the people in their lives understand their needs. This might involve having honest conversations with friends, family, and coworkers about their sensitivity. By explaining how they experience the world, chosen ones can often gain more support and understanding from others. Self-care rituals. Regular self-care practices can help chosen ones maintain their balance. This might include activities like meditation, yoga, journaling, or spending time in nature. These practices can help them process the energy and information they absorb from others and reconnect with themselves. Embracing their gifts. While it's important to manage the challenges of being a chosen one, it's equally important to recognize and use their unique gifts. Many chosen ones have incredible empathy, creativity, and insight. Finding ways to express these gifts, whether through art, writing, counseling others, or problem solving, can bring a sense of purpose and fulfillment that balances out the challenges. Flexibility and self-compassion. Perhaps most importantly, chosen ones need to be flexible and kind to themselves as they navigate this balancing act. Some days will be easier than others. There will be times when they push their limits and need extra recovery time. Learning to adjust their approach without self-judgment is key. It's also worth noting that this balance might look different for each chosen one. Some might need more alone time than others. Some might find certain types of social interactions more draining than others. Part of the journey is learning what works best for them personally. For those around chosen ones, supporting this balancing act can make a world of difference. This might mean being understanding when they need to leave an event early or take a day to themselves. It could involve helping to create quiet spaces or buffer zones in shared living or working environments. Most importantly, it means respecting their needs and boundaries, even if they're different from your own. By mastering this balancing act, chosen ones can not only survive but thrive in a world that often feels too loud and fast-paced for them. They can enjoy rich, meaningful connections with others while still honoring their need for solitude and calm. This balance allows them to bring their unique gifts to the world without burning out in the process. While we've spent a lot of time talking about the challenges chosen ones face, especially in crowded situations, it's crucial to recognize that being a chosen one is also a profound gift. This sensitivity, this ability to pick up on energies and information that others miss, can be an incredible strength when understood and harnessed properly. Let's explore some of the ways in which being a chosen one can be a beautiful and powerful thing. Empathy and compassion. Chosen ones often have an extraordinary capacity for empathy. Their ability to sense the emotions and needs of others makes them excellent friends, partners, and colleagues. They're often the ones people turn to in times of trouble, knowing they'll receive understanding and support. This deep empathy can lead chosen ones to careers in helping professions like counseling, teaching, or healthcare. Many find great fulfillment in using their sensitivity to support and heal others. Intuition and insight. The same sensitivity that can make crowds overwhelming also gives chosen ones a keen intuition. They often have insights into situations and people that others miss. This can be invaluable in both personal relationships and professional settings. For example, a chosen one might sense tension in a meeting that others are oblivious to, allowing them to address issues before they become problems. Or they might intuitively understand what a friend needs, even if the friend hasn't explicitly stated it. Creativity and imagination. Many chosen ones have rich inner worlds and powerful imaginations. Their sensitivity often translates into creative expression through art, music, writing, or other forms. They might see colors more vividly, hear nuances in music more clearly, or find inspiration in the subtleties of the world around them. This creativity isn't limited to the arts. Chosen ones often bring innovative thinking to whatever field they're in, seeing connections and possibilities that others might overlook. Appreciation for beauty. Chosen ones often have a deep appreciation for beauty in all its forms. They might find joy in the play of light on water, the intricate patterns in nature, or the subtle emotions conveyed in a piece of music. This ability to find beauty and meaning in the small things can bring a richness to life that others might miss. Spiritual connection. Many chosen ones report feeling a strong connection to something greater than themselves. Whether they express this through traditional religion, alternative spiritual practices, or a general sense of awe at the universe, this connection can provide a sense of purpose and guidance in their lives. Depth of experience. While the intensity of a chosen one's experiences can be overwhelming at times, it also means they often feel things more deeply. Joy can be more joyful, love more profound. This depth of experience can lead to a very rich and meaningful life. Ability to create calm spaces. Because they're so attuned to their environment, chosen ones often have a talent for creating peaceful, harmonious spaces. Whether it's in their home, their workplace, or even in the atmosphere of a group, they can bring a sense of calm and balance that benefits everyone around them. Bridge builders. Chosen ones often serve as bridges between different types of people. Their ability to understand and empathize with various perspectives makes them excellent mediators and peacemakers. Environmental and social awareness. The sensitivity of chosen ones often extends to the world at large. Many are deeply concerned with environmental issues, social justice, and the well-being of society as a whole. This awareness can drive them to be powerful advocates for positive change. Healing presence. Many chosen ones have a natural healing presence. Even without doing anything specific, they might find that people feel calmer, more centered, or uplifted just by being around them. To truly embrace these gifts, chosen ones need to shift their perspective on their sensitivity. Instead of seeing it as a burden or a weakness, they can start to view it as a unique and valuable way of experiencing the world. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey of self-acceptance and self-discovery. Part of embracing the gift involves finding ways to use their sensitivity productively. This might mean choosing a career path that allows them to use their empathy and intuition. It could involve creating art or music that expresses their unique way of seeing the world. Or it might mean taking on roles as advisors, counselors, or thought leaders in their communities. It's also important for chosen ones to find others who share their sensitivity. Connecting with fellow chosen ones can be incredibly validating and supportive. It provides a space where they can be fully themselves without fear of being misunderstood or overwhelmed. For those who have chosen ones in their lives, recognizing and appreciating these gifts is crucial. By creating space for chosen ones to express their sensitivity and share their insights, you're not only supporting them but also benefiting from their unique perspective. Ultimately, the world needs the gifts that chosen ones bring. In a society that often values speed, noise, and constant stimulation, the depth, empathy, and insight of chosen ones provide a necessary balance. Their ability to sense the unseen, to empathize deeply, and to find meaning in the subtleties of life enriches our collective experience. Yes, being a chosen one comes with its challenges, especially when it comes to navigating crowded spaces and busy social situations. But these challenges are the flip side of a beautiful and powerful gift. By understanding, accepting, and nurturing their sensitivity, chosen ones can not only find peace within themselves, but also bring much-needed healing, creativity, and depth to the world around them. For many chosen ones, nature serves as a powerful antidote to the overwhelming energy of crowds and busy environments. There's something about the natural world that seems to speak directly to their sensitive souls, offering a respite from the constant barrage of human-made stimuli. Let's explore why nature is so healing for chosen ones and how they can harness its power. First and foremost, Nature provides a break from the complex energy fields that chosen ones often pick up in human crowds. In a forest, by the ocean, or on a mountaintop, the energy is simpler, purer, and often more positive. It's like a cleansing breath for their overworked empathic abilities. The rhythms of nature also tend to be more in sync with the internal rhythms of chosen ones. The gentle rustle of leaves, the steady crash of waves, or the chirping of birds create a natural white noise that can help calm an overstimulated mind. This is in stark contrast to the jarring and unpredictable sounds of a city or a crowded room. Many chosen ones report feeling a deep sense of connection when in nature. This connection can help ground them, bringing them back to their center after feeling scattered by too much social interaction. It's as if the earth itself is offering a stabilizing energy. Nature also offers a feast for the senses that nourishes rather than overwhelms. The scent of pine needles, the feel of grass under bare feet, the sight of a colorful sunset. These sensory experiences can be richly satisfying without being overpowering. For chosen ones who often feel bombarded by sensory input in crowded places, this gentler stimulation can be deeply refreshing. Moreover, spending time in nature often allows chosen ones to experience solitude without feeling isolated. Unlike being alone in a room, which can sometimes feel confining, being alone in nature can feel expansive and freeing. It's a chance to be with their thoughts and feelings without the pressure of human interaction. So how can chosen ones harness this healing power of nature? Here are some ideas. Regular nature breaks. Even short periods in nature can be beneficial. A daily walk in a local park, tending to a garden, or simply sitting under a tree can provide a reset for an overwhelmed system. Nature-based meditation. Practicing mindfulness or meditation while in nature can amplify the calming effects. This might involve focusing on the sensation of the breeze, the sound of water, or the sight of clouds moving across the sky. Earthing. This practice involves direct physical contact with the earth, like walking barefoot on grass or sand. Many chosen ones find this helps them feel more grounded and centered. Nature retreats. When possible, longer retreats in natural settings can provide deep healing. This might be a camping trip, a stay in a cabin in the woods, or a visit to a quiet beach. Bringing nature indoors. 4 times when getting outside isn't possible, bringing elements of nature indoors can help. This might include houseplants, nature sounds, or even nature documentaries. By regularly connecting with nature, chosen ones can find a peaceful counterbalance to the often overwhelming energy of human crowds. It's a way to recharge, reset, and reconnect with their inner selves. While avoiding crowds altogether isn't always possible or desirable, chosen ones can develop a toolkit of coping strategies to help them navigate busy environments more comfortably. These techniques can help manage the energy overload and sensory overwhelm that often come with crowded spaces. One powerful tool is visualization. Before entering a crowded space, a chosen one might visualize themselves surrounded by a protective bubble of light. This imaginary barrier can help them feel more secure and less vulnerable to the energy of others. Grounding techniques can also be incredibly helpful. These might include focusing on the sensation of feet touching the ground, carrying a small object to hold and focus on, or using specific breathing patterns. These techniques help anchor chosen ones in their own energy, making it easier to differentiate between their feelings and those they're picking up from others. Energy clearing practices are another valuable tool. This might involve imagining negative energy being swept away or visualizing themselves being cleansed by white light. Some chosen ones find that carrying crystals or using essential oils can help maintain their energetic balance in crowded spaces. Mindfulness and present moment awareness can help chosen ones avoid getting lost in the overwhelming swirl of energies around them. By focusing on immediate sensory experiences, the taste of a drink, the texture of clothing, the color of surrounding objects, they can stay anchored in the here and now. Physical strategies can also be effective. Wearing comfortable, layered clothing allows for adjustment in response to temperature changes that many chosen ones experience in crowds. Noise-canceling headphones or earplugs can help reduce auditory overload. Some find that wearing sunglasses helps decrease visual stimulation. Taking regular breaks is crucial. This might mean stepping outside for fresh air, finding a quiet corner to regroup, or even taking a few minutes in a restroom stall to breathe and recenter. Chosen ones can also benefit from planning ahead. This might involve researching venues to find quiet areas in advance, scheduling downtime after social events, or having an exit strategy if things become too overwhelming. By developing and practicing these coping strategies, chosen ones can expand their comfort zone and participate more fully in social situations without sacrificing their well-being. As we wrap up our exploration of why chosen ones struggle in crowds, it's important to circle back to a crucial point. Being a chosen one, despite its challenges, is ultimately a gift. The very sensitivity that makes crowds difficult is also the source of profound empathy, creativity, and insight. Chosen ones often have a unique ability to understand others on a deep level. They can sense unspoken emotions, pick up on subtle cues, and often know just what someone needs before they even ask. This makes them invaluable friends, partners, and colleagues. Their sensitivity also often translates into creativity. Many chosen ones are gifted artists, writers, musicians, or innovators in their fields. They see the world in vibrant detail and can translate that richness into their work. Chosen ones often have a strong connection to the natural world and a deep concern for environmental and social issues. This makes them powerful advocates for positive change in the world. Their ability to sense energy and pick up on subtle cues can make them excellent at reading situations and navigating complex social dynamics. In many professional settings, this intuition can be a significant asset. While it's true that being a chosen one comes with unique challenges, especially in crowded situations, it's also a path to a rich, meaningful life filled with deep connections and profound experiences. By understanding their needs, developing coping strategies, and embracing their gifts, chosen ones can not only navigate the world more comfortably, but also make significant, positive impacts on those around them. We've journeyed through the complex world of chosen ones, exploring why they often struggle in crowded environments and how they can navigate these challenges. From their heightened sensitivity to energy and information overload, to their deep need for solitude and the misunderstandings they often face, we've seen that being a chosen one in a busy world isn't always easy. But we've also discovered the immense gifts that come with this sensitivity. The empathy, creativity, and insight that chosen ones bring to the world are invaluable. Their ability to sense the unseen, to feel deeply, and to connect profoundly enriches our collective human experience. For chosen ones watching this, remember that your sensitivity is not a flaw to be fixed, but a gift to be nurtured. Yes, it comes with challenges, especially in crowded spaces, but it also gives you a unique and beautiful way of experiencing the world. Embrace your need for solitude, develop your coping strategies, and most importantly, honor your gifts. For those who have chosen ones in their lives, your understanding and support can make a world of difference. By respecting their needs and appreciating their unique perspectives, you not only help them thrive, but also open yourself to the depth and richness they bring to relationships. In a world that often values noise over quiet, speed over reflection, and constant connection over solitude, chosen ones offer a necessary balance. Their sensitivity reminds us of the importance of empathy, the power of quiet reflection, and the beauty found in life's subtle moments. So whether you're a chosen one yourself or someone who loves one, remember this. In the grand tapestry of human experience, every thread is important. The sensitive souls, the chosen ones, weave a pattern of depth, empathy, and insight that makes our shared story richer and more beautiful. Embrace the gift of sensitivity. Honor the need for space and quiet. And remember, in a world that can sometimes feel too loud and too fast, your unique way of being is not just valid, it's vital.